Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut, and we find ourselves here in our second of three best of threes. On the left-hand side, we got Bread Rising Yeast Sports. That's going to be a fun one to mess up consistently. And we got the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby on the right. As I said, this is another best of three series for NGS, and this is going to be Division B East, as we will be having our Division B West matchup after this one. I'm sure you're interested to find out what we are going to be getting map ban wise, as I literally already had it set up, but I still had to hit tab regardless. We had the members of Bread Rising Yeast Sports winning the coin flip, opting for map pick priority in game number 1. The opposing side, Phoenix Rising Ruby, bans out Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Bread Rising Yeast Sports bans out Battlefield of Eternity and Volskaya, and they have decided that since they couldn't go to Tomb of the Spider Queen, they're going to be taking us to Infernal Shrines, the classic, if you will, to start things out. So let's go ahead and see what we get here, as Bread Rising Yeast Sports will be banning out the Ariel, and the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby going to be banning out the Garrosh. Note to self, Bahamut never wears socks. I absolutely hate them. I hate wearing them. I seriously do. The only time I actually have to wear them is when I literally go snowboarding or if I'm like dressing up to go somewhere. Ghost Dunk, how's it going, bud? Good to see you. Nice little goatee you got next to your gilded beard. We had Kagiri make some awesome emotes, so I'm really happy about those bit badges actually. Turd Herder, how's it going? Oh my god, that little mustache looks so good. I want to see some, like I've seen Day. Day I think has the third one, which is the full beard, and then there's like a captain's beard, which is like even fuller, and there's a special secret one that only one person has, and I think I know who it is, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, Rest Sports, the best sports. Yes? Oh, let's go. Bread Rising Yeast Sports, is that, wait, why is it breast? Why breast? Where did I misspell? Bread. Okay, we're good. Baha, someone gifted me a sub, not sure if you saw. I did, Mikey, I did. 11 minutes ago, you got an anonymous one, yes. Some anonymous, beautiful human being in chat, or dog, or cat, I don't know what you are. Could be a dragon. Thank you so much for all the gifted subs, I really appreciate it. Whoever you are, thank you for supporting the stream, and thank you for, well, just handing out some amazing emotes to some wonderful people. So let's actually get into the draft, because we haven't focused too much on this. We have an Ariel Kil'Thuzad band on the left-hand side. We do have a Garrosh and a Uther band on the right. This is going to be a Deathwing first pick on the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby, but Bread Rising Yeast Sports is going to be grabbing that Gul'dan Leoric. So Gul'dan's going to provide a lot of good siege, as well as really good wave clear and such, but we are also going to be having that Leoric able to really put pressure onto the Deathwing. Sorry, I'm just making sure that our stream title is updated, because I'm not 100% sure that I hit the button. Sorry about that, I also chugged a lot of water while I ran to the bathroom in between games. Red Rising Yeast? I'm so confused. Anonymous Dragon? Yeah, exactly. Alright, Lucio to be banned out as well. Deathwing, Joanna, Greymane, and then they have a Gul'dan Leoric. Okay. So they still need a main tank, and they still need some, like, actually banning out a Sylvanas here if they don't plan to take it themselves is a really good idea. With the Gul'dan and Leoric, that actually pair pretty well. It gives you more siege potential. It also gives you more damage over time, but the Gul'dan will work out. Slows from Leoric will allow her to continually chase and provide sustained damage as well. But on the note of sustained damage, could be seeing something like a Rainer as well. But it's actually going to be Ana. They want to target down any sort of nano-boosted Gul'dan, which I can respect as well. They also don't want to deal with any sort of healing mitigation. But since neither team had a support yet, I wasn't thinking that they might want to try and limit the amount of pool. But granted, literally both of the teams did exactly that. Lucio was grabbed on the left, or banned out on the left, and we have Ana banned out on the right. Gul'dan and Leoric. I saw a lot of Alex Strauss in the last game, but I'm actually thinking it might be something like a Stukov and going to be instead, and then they have an ETC on top of that. So they're going to be looking to potentially light bomb with the ETC, then get the Entomb around that. Gul'dan just throwing in the damage on top of it. But they need something to finalize that damage. They need something else to capitalize outside of the Gul'dan. I still say Sylvanas will work out in their draft, but on the right-hand side, they do have this Greymane Joanna. They have the Deathwing for solo, so they've got the Joanna Greymane. They're going to need some sort of wave clear as well as a support. If they want to dive with the Greymane, they could look at a Rhaegar, something... With every death comes honor. Hanzo makes sense. Stukov makes sense as well. Hanzo allows you to have poke damage, and you can capitalize it with the Greymane. You know what? A Li Ming wouldn't have been horrible. No, actually, because Li Ming really starts to struggle because of the fact that you have the skeletal defenders. So that's why you don't see her too much on this map, or at least I feel like I don't see her very much. Hanzo makes a little bit more sense because you have the explosive arrows, so you can still be quite a helpful tool on the shrine phases. But this last pick coming out, they still need some extra damage. I think the double mage. Double mage coming out from Bread Rising Yeast Sports. I'm a little worried about this, I'm not gonna lie, chat. Deathwing's probably good on shrines. Yes, he's very, very good. The way that yo, Falendrith. Wait, I'm a dragon. What's up, bud? How you doing? Good to see you. I hope you've been doing well. He's good everywhere. I haven't played in months. There's no bad Deathwing map. In a sense, yeah. So when I talked to devs at BlizzCon before I got to play, like the one consensus was on a push-based map, Deathwing does really, really well. And most maps are push-based maps. But even then, if it's not a push-based map, technically like Towers of Doom, then you could be, if you're on Towers of Doom, sorry, I looked over at chat and I saw it exploding. But even if you're not on Towers, oh my god, sorry. If you're not on Towers of Doom, which is not a push-based map, but it's a control-based map, Deathwing still gets value because he does work really well in control-based fights. He's a giant dragon with AoE abilities. The unfortunate thing is you need to play around that fact that he is a giant dragon that can be whittled down very easily. But Double Mage, I don't know how I feel about this. Damastakau, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Sorry if I murdered your name. But things that I didn't murder, hopefully, is going to be this game. Let's get into it. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Bread Rising Yeast Sports. We're going to have McGiblets on the Anduin. We're going to be seeing Linehouse on the Leoric. Duke of Sky is going to be on the Gul'dan. Snag is going to be on the ETC. And Narina, I think it's Narina, is going to be on the Kael'thas. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Wacko, we're going to go with Wacko because we're going to keep it mildly PG-13, because if I say the other thing, it'll be... well, not so PG-13, but Wacko's going to be on the Stukov Haliso? I think it's Haliso is going to be on the Greymane Purple. Oh, thank God you need an easy name. On the Joanna G. I'm going to go with Gata is going to be on the Hanzo, and then all the way up in our solo lane. Nope. I'm missing one because they're up in the sky. Mixels will be on the Deathwing. I was like, I'm missing a player here. Hold on one second. All right, let's go ahead and look at our level 1s and see what we get here. Deathwing actually going to be landing in bottom lane immediately. Just going to be trying to get a little bit of clear with the Flame Breath down there. Now, something to note here. Gul'dan is going to be stacking the Echoed Corruption. That is going to be 40 stacks, and they need to hit heroes with that. When they get that repeat, or the step back as I like to call it, that is a whole lot of damage. Because usually also they have a lot of things that really start to benefit that quite a bit. And this Haliso, I think Haliso sounds right to me, is going to be taking quite a bit of that. But the other thing to note too is we do have the Kael'thas grabbing the Mana Addict at level 1, so that's going to be allowing them to be getting that Arcane Barrier once they get 20 stacks, and that also will be uncapped, so you can buff out your mana by, I'm going to be wrong if I try and guess, by 15 for every single one. And it's uncapped, as I said, so right now the current bonus is going to be 75. People who can do math and have calculators, I'll leave that to you to calculate the later game ones. But usually, like, when we start to get, like, when we get to the later half of the game, like, when we get to, like, 30 or so, that Arcane Barrier becomes wildly strong. Because it's not like Greymane's Cursed Bullet, where it uses the current amount available. It uses the maximum amount. So if they actually had the Arcane Barrier up and available right now, based on what they currently have, they would get a shield for 610. So it's really, really beneficial. And then as you get into the later half of the game, you're going to be looking at a shield that can mitigate about 1,000 damage, and that's huge for any sort of player, especially, I don't know, a Kael'thas, because at that point, what Kael'thas is currently sitting, they'll probably be somewhere like, that's like almost like a 3,000 health pool for a Kael'thas. That's really, really good for them. But this is going to be Greymane rotating down here, trying to get some pressure onto the Gul'dan. Unfortunately, it's a gravity lapse to stop them. Division B over C. That's an A choice. I mean, I was gonna cast Division A last night, but they decided that college is more important than playing Heroes of the Storm or some crap. Like, Education over playing heroes? No, come on now. Yeah, it's for anyone that is wondering. Clearly, it's pronounced Wakafao. What? It's how? What? What, Monkus? What? Neo, how's it going? I missed a couple of you, but thank you all for coming by. Thank you for hanging out, and thanks for helping us push towards that Twitch partner. All right, so we do continue further into our game number 1 between these two teams, as our first objective is up and available in the top lane is going to be Arcane, as you can already see at the top, but we can also kind of cheat. We can also hover over the map. It will tell us right over there as well. But 6 up on both sides. We're going to have 7 talent here in just a second, and this is just going to be a little bit of passive play thus far. Deathwing in that Warbreaker form. That sounds wrong. Worldbreaker, there we go. Warbreaker is a talent for Garrosh, I think. But that Worldbreaker form is going to be having that giant kind of 2-line stun on the ground, and they also have that tide pool, or that rip that they can put in the ground where the lava explosion is. I still am learning all the names for Deathwing's abilities, but I can at least tell you what form he's in, which is a slow gain in itself. That's going to be 10 up on both sides when it comes to our skeletal defenders, and we do have 7 talents here now in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. As Bread is trying to make their way out of there, this ETC Snag with just a couple hundred health will be able to back out, and that's going to be Linehouse taking quite a bit, getting melted by the breath from Deathwing, but not going to get the kill. As they do kind of reset, they can tap well, and they got to make something happen here. The enemy team is just about actually past halfway when it comes to skeletal defenders, as Greymane's shredding through a lot of this. Deathwing helping out very quickly to kind of burst through. This is going to be the Cataclysm coming through as a setup. Trying to get to the backline. Hanzo goes down first. Now Deathwing is looking at Duke of Sky, but they need to back off, as they're going to be just tanking a whole lot of damage if they stand there. Linehouse should be able to just mount up and get out of here, but this is going to be Arcane Punisher in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Is that the bonus damage? I believe, yeah, this one right here, Dragon's Ire. Yeah. When you have 3 plates of... So if you only have your 10 spell armor... Not spell armor. If you only have your 10 armor... or 1 armor plate, that'll be the increased damage. So yeah, playing around there is going to be difficult. Q-build Greymane? Actually, I have not seen this quite a bit. I have not seen Gilnean Cocktail Greymane in quite some time, but I believe that's Darkflight at 4, isn't it? No, Thick Skin, actually. 50 physical armor against the next 2. It's physical armor against, I guess, maybe Leoric and ETC, but you're looking for a lot of spell power coming in from these two. So we'll see. Actually, are they getting spell power from that as well, or spell armor from that as well? No, what are they getting the 10 spell armor from? It must be from Morgan form then. Is the tooltip wrong, or am I just boosted? Hold on. I just want to check this really quickly because I'm curious. Someone who understands this game will apparently let me know. Because I'm like baffled. I'm just like, where's he getting the 10 spell armor from? It's not going to help him there, as that's going to be another kill going out in favor for the members of Red Rising Yeast Sports. And now, Camp going to be grabbed down in this lower half of the map, and this will just be reset as the Mortar Punisher will be up and available. Oh, hold on. Actually, they're going to be checking the bush right there with the Flame Strike Power Slide from the ETC. Hanzo trying to poke out here, trying to also work on those level 1 quests. That's going to be Light Bomb coming out from the Endo and doesn't connect. Phoenix was used as well. They steal away the camp. Worgen gets 10 armor by default. Ah, thank you. That's what I was trying to figure out, because I didn't see it in the tooltip, and I was just like, it was like I was like, what am I doing wrong here? See, it doesn't really show you there. It's just baseline. I was thinking that it would be on that, but it is baseline. You are correct. I was just so confused. I was like, what am I missing? Thank you, chat. Thank you for helping this boosted caster. Because he took block in, it butts him as having 1 Butto spell armor and 50 Butts armor separate. Thank you, Buttsbot. Thank you. I remember the old D&D system of 1 Butt 0. Yeah, thank you, Malthanius. Thank you, chat. Thank you. I was like, all right. Either way, Let's go ahead and check out what we get in our solo lane matchup, as we do have a Mortar Punisher for the bottom lane, but I just want to see how they're going to be playing this, if they actually try and brawl into each other or not. No, it's not going to be the case. When it comes to also heroics, nothing really out of the ordinary. No Bellowing Roar. We're going to have Burn Beneath My Shadow, which is the reset on the Cataclysm once they... so if they typically, and I was describing this in the first game of the first series where there was a Deathwing, you'll see Deathwings use the Cataclysm to fly beyond the fort to try and push back the enemy team, and then they can also take down the fort or keep and then get the reset and then either dive in further or use that as a disengage in that situation, or maybe later on. But top lane is going to have the two Shaman camps crashing into each other, 12 up on both sides when it comes to levels, 1 to 2 in kills, as Leorc is going to be trying to force them back. I think that was just Deathwing trying to back out so they don't have any more of that Drain Hope still marked onto them. Linehouse actually taking quite a bit of damage here, as Deathwing is getting some good pressure into them, and the Wraithwalk is going to be there. Do they have the kill? I know there's a thing. I know there's a fight brawling out below us, but I just want to see if they're going to be able to get anything to happen with that. But this will be 10 to 19 Skeletal Defenders. Seems like the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby will hold this over, but they're stepping back up for this. Yeah, Greymane rolls away, just disengages, make sure they don't take too much damage. The Gul'dan is at 19 out of the 40 stacks. Unfortunately, there's no halfway mark for that, so Hanzo has the Ur. There's a Cataclysm coming through as well. That's going to hit onto just about every single player. Duke of Sky is able to get out with some 70 health, and they're going to try and turn around and maybe find a pick onto them, but Mixels is taking way too much damage. Gata finds the last arrow into the knee of the Gul'dan, and they end up getting the pick right there, as the Mortar Punisher will be picked up in favor for Phoenix Rising Ruby. I was wondering if the Deathwing was going to split push because I had a question, but it doesn't seem like I'll have that answer. Unless maybe chat knows. Is this global? In the sense of, do they need to be around the fort or keep when it goes down? I was just thinking about this because I was like, there's currently 50 seconds, and obviously they're right next to it, so you're going to see the cooldown. But like, if they went into top lane to push against Leorc, and the Cataclysm was on the same cooldown. Interesting use. I was just curious if it just affected them globally, but they end up taking out the sidewall. A lot of damage goes onto Gul'dan right there, as Phoenix Rising Ruby are going to rush through this bottom lane right now. They're focusing onto a keep, and they're going to be trying to take a quick keep, maybe even a game. If they find a pick or two here, that's going to be huge for them. But now that the Punisher's down, it's a little risky to stay this long, but no, never mind. They find a chain CC onto 2 players, and that's going to be 3 down on the side of Red Rising Yeast Sports. Cataclysm coming through. They focused up onto the core, and they're looking to end here. Gul'dan has Horrify. Gonna separate the Stukov from the friendly team. Chastise comes out from the enemy as well. Massive shove will be forcing them back. Linehouse getting very low here, does get picked off. The core is slowly falling as the Leorc is down. They're not gonna have as much to defend against this, and I can't believe it. That is going to be game number 1, going over to the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby in a very strong fashion. GG, well played. Dear Lord, was that a quick game? Holy crap. Bumblebee Plays, thank you so much for the follow. Sorry I missed that during the game. As noted before, if you are kind of waiting around for it, or if you're interested, we are going to be raffling off a bark box. This is one of those bark boxes that you do not need to make a purchase for. It's not like if you get one, you're going to be having to get like 16 or something like that. I have coupons for that if you do want one of those. There's like a super chewer box that I got, and if you get 6 or 12 month plan, you can get 1 box free. So let me know if you're interested. I've got codes from that bark box. Send them to me, but it is 6 to 12 months. The one that we're going to be raffling off this evening is going to be a one-time purchase. I'll give you the code through DMs and all that good stuff. All right, we got first pick coming out from that team. So we'll go ahead and ask what they want from map. So how did the double mages work out? Well, what's up, Lorelei? Now we remember why we banned Deathwing. Smiley. Good to see you, friend. Good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Thanks for coming by. I'm barely a 5th of the way to a bandit treat. You know, there's a 20,000 one too. It's one of his big cookies that he loves, that he usually gets after walks. But since it's wintertime and since he gets so many treats, we've been doing double walks. That's why he's so like tired during streams now. Because it's like summer walks are nothing. Those are really, really quick. It's not that big of a deal. But winter walks, I think, are a little bit more taxing on him because it's all icy, and I think he has to put a little bit more effort into, you know, making sure he doesn't slide all over the place. Alrighty, let's pull back to Bandit and I. Let's update our team scores. Right side score is going to go up. How's everyone doing in chat tonight? You having a good Tuesday? 20K. Unlucky, I'm saving for the big treat. Unlucky, I'm subbutting for the big treat. Not your best, bot. Not your best. Big treat. I mean, big treat's worth it though. I wish you were saving for the big butt. You know what? Since we have this time, I can tell this story. I ordered a pizza on Sunday. And typically, like, my Sundays, I'll either go up like snowboarding or something like that, and then I usually like kind of like hang out and like clean the house, do some laundry, get ready for the work week. So I ordered a pizza, and I was so excited to eat it because I ate a big breakfast and I played like 8 hours of games. And I was like, I need to go eat something. So then I got up and I ordered stuff, and it was there. I went to sit down on my couch and I sat down on the armrest, and I bruised my entire left butt cheek. As I found out this morning, it like the bruise is like that big. It's massive. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Besides my bruised butt, I am actually doing pretty good. I had a decent couple days of work. I got some new stuff that I got to work on for work, but it's nothing too crazy, so it's all right. We got a mildly busy week, but honest to God, I always look forward to casting these games. Like this is what kind of gets me through the workday, and I really appreciate it. I mean, I tell people, like, I'll work like 10 hours and take a half an hour break and then come stream for 4 or 5 hours. So like, I really look forward to doing this just because it's always good to hang out with all of you, to chat with you, talk about Here's the Storm, and just kind of, you're all good people. So it's good to see you all and good to hang out. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, these people. All right, we're just gonna update some stuff really quick. You gotta tone your butt cheeks, yeah. I was just so excited about pizza. I wasn't paying attention to where I was sitting, and like it hurt. Like when I sat down, I was just like, oh, that's gonna suck. Like eesh. All right, let's get the other team in here. Glad to see you took a short break. I didn't stream for like 5 days in December. Yeah, from December 23rd to the 27th I didn't stream, but that was the only time I wasn't streaming. Outside of that, it's been Monday through Thursday, non-stop. Schedule might change in the summer just because on Mondays I usually like to go see some friends because I can bike over their place, but I'll probably end up just putting in like Sundays, and then like we'll do like Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or something like that in the summer. I don't know, I'm still figuring it out. I'll chat with them. There is a week in February where I might not be streaming at all. I have a friend coming up the mountain, or I might stream one night. Not 100% sure just yet what we're going to do on that, but I'm sure he really won't care if I'm like, hey dude, I want to stream one night. He'll be like, whatever, I'll just watch a movie. So Baja, I've got a big bruise and I cannot lie. All right, teams are. Excited for this raffle later? Yeah, I am too. I'm excited to raffle this off. I wanted to see something really quickly though. So I actually think it's a free. I think it's a free box for both of these, because it gives me a promo code for both. So I actually think I have 2 to raffle off, so maybe we'll do another one next week. There we go. So you can just see. The promo code's underneath it, so I can't show that, but and then it says underneath it, expires 2/29/20, limit 1 per customer, no cash value. BarkBox plus Super Chewer gift cards are subject to terms and conditions on BarkBox.com. That's it. There's no purchase necessary or anything like that. So we'll raffles off in a little bit. Okay. Spooky Worm, give him a... hold on, let's give him a Twitch link. It's not like it matters, but I always do it. And let's go ahead and push the button. Let's get into game number 2. I hope you're all excited about this. 5 days for me is too long, seriously. It is. It felt like forever, but let's go ahead and get into the draft. We find ourselves here on Brax's Holdout for our game number 2, and if you're sitting at home wondering how we got here, I got you covered, friends. The home team this evening is going to be Bread Rising Yeast Sports. They won the coin flip, something Kaimo Tripson has never known. They opted for map pick priority in game number 1. Cursed Hollow and Tomb the Spider Queen were banned out by the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Bread Rising Yeast Sports bans out Battlefield of Eternity and Volskaya Foundry. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by them and lost. They opted for first pick priority in game number 2, meaning that Phoenix Rising Ruby will be having map pick priority, and they're going to choose to take us to Brax's Holdout, as I actually marked that as a ban. There we go. This is actually picked up by them. But either way, let's go ahead and get on into our draft and find out what we get here, as Kel'Thuzad and Ariel will be banned out once again. Jazzy, how's it going? I'm just here looking for a review. I had unexpected company show up tonight. Hope you have a great stream. Thank you so much, Jazzy. I hope you have fun with your unexpected company. I hope it's not like people just like kicked in the door and they're just like, hey, give us all your booze. Because that'd be rude. But if they like knocked and they were like, hey, can we have some booze? And I think that's fine. Wait, something's wrong. What's up, Pokecheck? What's up, Pokecheck? Rip Kaimo? Yeah, a little bit. But good to see you, Jazzy. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Did you see, sorry, this is a side note, really quickly. Did you see on Twitter, I posted last night that my board before my last, like the last turn of my Hearthstone Battlegrounds, I had this insane board. I had like two 50-50 units on my board. It was so, I was just like, I watched it, I was like, how can this be a thing? All right, anyways, let's go ahead, get on into this. We do have a Kel'Thuzad Stukov band on the left-hand side. We're going to be having the Deathwing and the Ariel on the right. And now, without a Deathwing, let's see what our draft is going to be looking like. Once again, is there any priority onto Sylvanas? And do we get any sort of double mage play again? Raynor going to be the first pick up here, coming out from Bread Rising Yeast Sports. Not too often we see a first pick Raynor when there's some things like Joanna still up and available. You have Ana still up and available. Garrosh on a point control based map is pretty strong. ETC on a point control based map is pretty strong. Cho'Gall, no, just kidding. I doubt we'll see something like that. You fixed it? Oh, was it the Braxis Holdout little thing? Yeah. Now, my friend was coming over tomorrow night to go to the DMV with Scott on Thursday, since you need a California license driver to take your driver's test, but you messed up the day. Oh, no! Oh, no. Well, I hope it's all fine still. In Beast Coast game in Division A the other night, yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday. Deathwing made it to every last pick, which seemed wacky. That is a little wacky, I'm not gonna lie. So there's gonna be a Uther Greyman on the right-hand side, so we're looking at main tank Uther. Interesting. Ana's gonna be stolen away, so that way they don't have that opportunity, but they're gonna grab a Joanna, and this is so weird, because typically you see this draft reverse, like you see like Joanna, Ana, and then like, or excuse me, you see the Joanna first, and then you see like Raynor, Ana. Either way, it's not that big of a deal, as we are gonna be in our next ban phase. On the opposing side, they do need wave clear still. Something like a Gul'dan or Kael'thas would be a good ban, so that way they don't have anything to clear against the Zerg wave. Kael'thas maybe a little bit. It's either Gul'dan or Kael'thas, because it's like, what do you not want to deal with? The nuisance that Gul'dan is on the control points with the Echo Corruption, the Fell Flame, or do you want to not deal with the Gravity Lapse and the Chain Bomb value? Flame Strike, yes, it does poke as well, but the Chain Bomb really forces teams to spread, so I wonder if maybe they're going to try and prioritize the Kael'thas themselves on the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. These Bread guys gotta redeem themselves this round, yeah. They really gotta pull something out of the oven here. That was the best I could do in the quick thought that I had. Ragnaros to actually be banned out here as they don't want to deal with his wave clear and his lane management as well. So I'm just making sure I don't. I have a little like heater for my coffee cup, and so if it gets a little too low, the tea gets extremely hot, and then I don't pay attention. And like midstream, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Oh god, that's hot. Ragnaros to be banned out, so we are going to be seeing Uther Greymane. They actually could go for a Rhaegar here that still dives with the Greymane. Ancestral Healing is also a really, really powerful tool as well. And they also need wave clear, so they're actually going to go for a Jaina. Leoric will be in the solo lane. Okay. And then they just need, I would expect some more healing on top of this. But I like this right here because they're going to kind of see what the rest of the enemy draft is and then make a decision from there. Let's see, Raynor, Ana, Joanna. So they still need some, not Shrine Clear, they still need some Wave Clear. I think the Kael'thas could still work out for them because there's Gul'dan banned out, Jaina's taken away, and I think he's kind of the next best option when it comes to Wave Clear. Could maybe look at doing an Orphea, her poke potential strong, but oh my god, all right. Malthael for the solo to go into the Leoric, but that's going to be a Chromie. They need, I would actually say you grab Rhaegar here. That gives you 2 cleanses.
For the alliance above all.
I mean, it still works, actually. It actually works out pretty good still. Because you actually get the Chastise, which is going to be a stun, which then Jaina can follow up, as well as Greymane can follow up on top of. Uther might be able to get a stun on top of that as well. Bottom lane is going to be a rough go. It's going to be difficult. For both sides as well. Healing mitigation coming out from Ana is going to be very, very strong, and the poke potential from Chromie is quite the nuisance. Malthael into Leoric, that's going to be an interesting one because Malthael could actually beat Leoric, but his wave clear speed and his aggression might be something that Malthael might struggle against. We'll have to see how that one shapes up. And then main tank Uther, I think that's going to be a big crux of this composition for Phoenix Rising Ruby, is if they can make this main tank Uther work. If not, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Also, I just realized that all of them have Greymane portraits, but like 2 of them are different. Oh god. I just want to see a game longer than 10 minutes. Mixel came into chat, just puts us on unhappy face because they won the first game in sub 10 minutes. Oh man. Gul'dan is far, far better on this map than Kael'thas. I agree, Monkus. I agree. That's why I was not surprised by the Gul'dan ban over Kael'thas ban. All right. Well, I know you're all ready for it. Let's go ahead and get on into game number 2. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Bread Rising Yeast Sports. McGliblitz, words are hard, is going to be on the Ana. We have Duke of Sky going to be on the Raynor. Narina is going to be on the Chromie. Snag is going to be on the Joanna. And we've got Malthael being played by Linehouse. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. We're going to be seeing Leoric played by Mixels. We're going to be having the Core 4 in bottom, which is going to be Gata on the Greymane. Haliso is going to be on the Jaina, purple on the Uther, and Wacko is going to be on the Anduin. Let's see here. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see what our teams go for here. Chromie did go for, once again here, the first time at level 1. Going to be looking to get those stacks up against enemy heroes so they can get the extra echo out as well. Uther did go into the Silver Touch, so you are going to at least get the mana reduction as well as... It's mana reduction and range, excuse me, there it is. I was just like, I know it's 2 things, and I was just like, it's mana and something else, and I didn't think it was cooldown reduction, because that's typically Hammer the Lightbringer. And then the finalized thing is going to be Jaina with the Fingers of Frost at level 1, and this is something we talked about in the previous games, about how much you want to prioritize onto getting those stacks up for her, because the 10% Frost bite damage increase from that. So it's just a very, very strong talent once it's finished out. Also, you get the mana regeneration increased as well, up to 2 per second, so that's going to be just allowing her to be a little less mana starved, as you can already see her tapping well, mostly for health, but also she needs a significant amount as well. But she's just going to be focusing, making sure that regeneration globe respawner is going to be, or the globe respawner is going to constantly be picked up by them rather than the enemy team potentially getting it, but they're going to be able to get out of there. There was the Raynor penetrating ground force in the back a little bit. Let's actually jump into the top lane, see how Malthael Linehouse versus Mixels is going. I know we have the control points popping up, and I'll do my best to keep an eye on this. I always say this, and then someone ends up dying, and so get your bingo cards ready, because typically me missing a kill is part of your bingo cards. I need to make those. I actually, like Stark came up with the idea, and I was like, I need to make bingo cards that people can just like make like an interactive PDF with, that they can just click and it will check the box, and I don't know, something for funsies. Chromie versus tank Uther should be fun. What's up, Ballet Gamer? Todd Tatsuki with the massive raid. Hello, Tatsuki. I hope your viewer night went wonderfully. If someone could shout out Tatsuki, that'd be much appreciated. And thank you so much for raiding over all of your wonderful friends. Tilted Sister immediately comes in with show feet. If you go back through the VOD, you can probably find some. 4's up on both sides, as we do have Linehouse still holding the top lane. Also, for anyone that is just coming in here, show beard. Oh, you'll see it after game, Ace. For anyone that's just now joining us, we are going to be in our game 2 of our second best of 3 of the evening, and Tatsuki actually raided at the perfect time. We're going to be raffling off a bark box. No purchase necessary. It's just it's a promotional code that they gave to me, and you can get yourself a free bark box. So, and this will be after this best of 3 series, before our final best of 3 series that takes place at 8 o'clock PST. So, thank you once again, Tatsuki, for the massive raid. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and thank you all for being here. Balfrag, Ace, Tatsuki, of course. Look at Tatsuki's beautiful little second beard that she has that Kagiri made. That bit badge beard that Kagiri made, just choice. Linehouse actually taking quite a bit of damage up here, but is going to be able to get away from any sort of burst. They stop the charge at 96%. Now they themselves can get this charge up to 100%, so it's going to be, it could be potentially 96 to 100 when it comes to Zerg waves, or they end up reclaiming this and this will just be 100% into them. But they realize it, so they rotated the Jane up there to try and help out. While the Jane is up there, they called that out, so they're going to be holding over this bottom lane pretty effectively. That's going to be a time trap onto Uther, who ends up not actually going the direction expected and dodges the majority of the damage coming into them. We also still have a kill-less game thus far. Neither team has found a kill onto either side, as Malthael is going to be still chasing Mixels around, as they do hold the top lane for now. Oh, it's just getting more and more tense right now as Uther just gets a stun into Snag as they stepped up. The Biotic Grenade came out as well just to mitigate any sort of self-healing that they're trying to apply. Gada's going to be able to jump in here as well. They do have to Razor Swipe backwards, but it looks like they do have their... oh, Leorc actually will get picked off in the top lane. Get your bingo cards out, as I missed a kill. Malthael's gonna hold that over, but bottom lane was traded out in control, so this is not going to be beacon phase over to either team just yet. Oh my god, Day's in stream? Day's got the, I think, does Day have the extra fancy beard? I have to figure out what the order is based on just what they look like. I think I can actually hover over it. Hold on. Charge goes out, 2 seconds, like not even 2 seconds, and they end up getting the Zerg wave right there. Haliso's trying to get back behind the gate, and I think they're going to be able to do exactly that. Yeah, so no, Tatsuki's got the next level up. She got that sea captain's beard. God, I love it. Hey, Jace, how's it going, friend? Good to see you. Once again, oh, actually, I didn't actually miss it this time. I looked over at chat, and I was in the right lane to be watching. Linehouse is on the far side of this gate, but they've got a Zerg wave to anchor, so they're going to be able to take all that down, even from the aggressive side. Looking down over at bottom lane, this is going to be the Zerg wave already cleared out, because it is going to be into opposing lanes, so blue will be in top, and red's going to be in bottom, already being cleared out. And they still have these Guardians up in top lane. Malthael not able to push up too aggressive anymore, so they'll be able to clear these out. But they only lost their front gate, and they're well, meaning the lane sustained for that solo lane matchup is going to be a little bit more difficult, as they're trying to do the exact same thing in bottom. Duke of Sky with all that auto attack speed and is just going to be coming in and going to be able to take down well. Now, Greymane dives in. Arena taking quite a bit of damage, but a Sleep Dart will slow them down. Purple taking a bit of damage as well. It's 28 out of the, I think, 40 stacks necessary for the, once again, the first time, so they're going to be able to get a lot of value from that one right there. But there is going to be the Temporal Loop, as noted before. This is what I was talking about with Rhaegar potentially being picked up as the second healer rather than the Anduin, is because you would have been able to have 2 cleanses. It's more of an option to be able to save someone, but at the same time, you do have the Holy Word Salvation. That is a protection status, so you can at least mitigate the damage coming in. And the Leap of Faith, you might actually be able to time that out the last second and pull them out of the combo. Well, that one might be a little bit more difficult to pull off, but I think it might actually work out. If you went for the Leap of Faith right as the Temporal Loop was ending, I think that should be able to save you. I wish we had a Zerg character that used those models. So many units being used in this map. There's a briefly waste, I think. It would be nice to give them some hero to use. You know, it'd be really cool if they put Overmind in the game. They could summon these Zerg waves or buff out the waves or something like that. Oh, that'd be really cool. Every map becomes Braxis Holdout. I say this and I feel like 30 people in chat just got a chill down their spine as I clicked on the map at the exact same moment I said that. Doesn't Zagara use a crap ton of these models? She uses the roaches and the hydralisks, but that's about it. She doesn't use any of the... actually, she uses the mutalisks as well. Those are what the hydralisk can be changed into. There's the Holy Word Salvation to help them out, but they end up purple eating so much damage. Do they have a Divine Shield? They actually didn't take their 10 talent here. They end up going to Divine Storm. The Leap of Faith! Oh, they get the Divine Storm off just on top of the Joanna, so that's going to be the Uther going down, unfortunately, without finding a counter kill. Meanwhile, Malthael is going to be in a bit of a rough spot, trying to get the last rights onto this Jaina, but they don't have enough missing health to get the kill, so no stack out for the Malthael. As you can see, 0 out of the 10 stacks achieved, but that will be Beacon phase popping back up for both teams, and it looks like we're going to be having Charge, at least in bottom lane, being held over by the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Red Rising Yeast Sports definitely have opportunities here as well. Kerrigan used to have the Zerglings. I think the talent got changed a while ago. Oh, I don't know anything about that. She now has, she does have the Ultralisk. So the only, like, some of the, I guess Banelings are used by Zagara. The only thing that isn't really used is the Guardians. The Guardians are the only thing that are not used between multiple heroes within Heroes of the Storm characters. I don't know, I couldn't think of the right word as I was just watching minimap the entire time, but it's going to be held over so far in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. We'll see if we're going to be able to grab themselves a Zerg wave, or at least a 100% Zerg wave. This is also going to be the Chromie finishing out once again the first time. That's going to allow them to have the extra echoes. That's why you're seeing more of them around the map. The Hyperion's going to be coming out from the Rainer. They're going to be pulling a couple members in. There's going to be the Temporal Loop onto one. I actually didn't see if it connected or they were able to pull someone. Gata getting very low here. Chromie trying to throw a bunch of sand out as Anduin gets a bit of healing out as well. Hyperion ends, not finding a kill. Let's jump over into top lane. Lionhouse going to be holding this over, but they still have the bottom lane in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. I think most of them are pretty used. I think butt of them are pretty used. They're perfect right there. Chest Eyes goes out. Chromie actually popping the stasis just to make sure there's no follow-up damage on top of them. Uther needs to find some healing as they're just trying to juke away from Snag. A little bit of snow going to be zoning them back. They take the tight little corridor to the side to be able to get out of there, but they're making sure that no one's able to jump on this point. Meanwhile, I was looking at it on the mini-map and I was like, oh cool, we'll jump into top lane. Malthael will be picked off by the Leorc. Leorc actually needs to jump over to this emitter immediately. I was wondering why they're just clearing wave. I know that there's a low mini wave, but like stopping the Zerg charge is probably a little bit more important, as we currently have 12 up on both sides when it comes to levels. We haven't cycled through the other numbers just yet, so let's go ahead and actually do that right now while we have the opportunity before 13 coming in. Top lane is going to have a majority rotation from the Alive team as they're looking for this channel, but Uther and friends see this happening, so they're going to go ahead and counter this. There might be a split second when they get, no, there's not even a split second where they're going to get a little bit of charge, so it's going to be 20 to 32 when it comes to these Zerg waves. Malthael rotating into the bottom lane. Leorc is going to be back into top, realizing this enemy team is trying to swap the lanes onto them, so you see the retreat things coming out. Purple coming up here as well. Malthael's the only one down here, so they get dove on right there as they get the pick onto them. Meanwhile, over in the top, Leorc is doing their best to survive, but they end up getting picked off. There is a Divine Storm in 7 seconds, and I think Uther gets picked off right there from the Shield Glare. Actually, Ana gonna steal that last hit. While that was happening, a fort was taken down by the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Bread Rising Yeast Sports, just Bread Yeast. Bread Rising Yeast Sports is going to be trying to do the same thing in top lane. I think they should be able to do this without really any contest. The unfortunate thing is like they're not taking down critical forts for either side right now. The Zerg Wave for our red team will be in top lane, so it's going to be going into this fort, and the Zerg Wave in bottom lane is going to be going into this fort. So it's not like they took out a fort in advance and it's going to be going straight to a keep, whereas, you know, if the lanes are swapped, that's exactly what it'd be doing on both sides. But down the road, it does benefit them to be able to have that down, so there is going to be periodic catapult pressure as well as the passive experience gain. Now, Charge is coming through. They see that there's a camp grab on the left-hand side, so they're going to back off for a couple seconds. Malthael is showing in bottom lane. Leorc was showing in top, so they know that if they try and take this fight in top lane, it's going to be a 4v5 in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Sorry, Zanehyde just raided over with 41 friends, and thank you so much, Zanehyde. Hedgie just resubscribed for 26 months. The original subscriber in this channel as we get into a massive fight right there. Ring of Frost comes out. Uther going to be going down as the Divine Storm, I think, was triggered. Greymane and Anduin do get picked off, and that will be Raynor going down as well. So at least they get one, but Mixel's the only one still up and trying to make something happen on this point, as Jaina actually is going to be back over here as well, trying to find a little extra damage, and Mixels is not going to be able to get the last little bit of damage onto the Chromie. And so they stop this channel for a couple seconds, but they need to back off. The unfortunate factor is there's no fort to rotate to. I was actually thinking that they were going to try and go for the chase onto Jaina, but They get the charge in their favor, and this will be Zerg Wave popping up in bottom lane. Popping up in bottom lane, as well as Lionhouse prepping this up with the siege camp and also just clearing the wave. Really, really good back and forth thus far, but it seems like the members of Bread Rising Esports are going to be finding their footing here. Thank you so much, Zane Hyde. I really appreciate it. And Ace, thank you for shouting them out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Balfrag, thank you so much. God, you guys are the best. Thank you. Leo almost got the kill. Seriously, almost did. Linehouse getting very low. Does end up going down. That's going to be the Holy Word Salvation from Anduin, blocking a little bit of incoming damage, but here is the Zerg Wave coming in through bottom lane. Granted, they did get that kill into Malthael, which means that their solo laner or anyone who is managing top lane is not going to be available, so they'll rotate the entire team to top lane. This actually, with no follow-up pressure from the enemy side, they might be able to save this fort down here. Greymane has a lot of great damage. Leoric, I was thinking would stay, but I think they've got this managed between the Greymane, Jaina, Uther, and the Anduin. So they're going to save their fort. It's going to take minimal to little damage. Top lane was managed as well by the opposing side, and it's going to be just about 16s up on both sides, but they need to find a little bit more experience on the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Let's actually jump over to their vision really quickly, as we do kind of have the Zerg Wave ending, and we'll go ahead and look at the 16 talent tiers as they come in. I just want to kind of highlight what the vision looks like for them and get an idea of how they're playing around the enemy, who's obviously not showing and who has no camps to pick up. That's the terrifying part too, is there was no camps for the enemy team, so you have to kind of expect them to say, well, are they going to try and invade onto ours, maybe try and steal this away before we get to our 16 talent tier? They're actually going to be chasing into this without 16s. Greymane rotates off to the right-hand side just to get a little extra experience, and now they have this camp pushing in. This is also going to be a camp that reduces the armor up to, I believe, 20, so they could try and look for a play around that, maybe try and shred into an enemy team, or an enemy member, but no, they back off. And it's just going to be kind of this posturing, looking for an entry point, and they actually, no, they want to take a fight here. Huge Entomb coming out, that's going to be the Chestos coming out as well. Mixel's taking quite a bit of damage. There's a Ring of Frost underneath all of this. Chromie did use the Stasis. The Holy Word Salvation will be also buying some extra. Oh, Gada's going to be get hit with the Temporal Loop, but doesn't really get affected. There was a Storm. I was going to say Storm Shield, but how did that go sideways? Divine Storm. I could not think of that word. How did Chromie actually ended up just melting some of the players right there? That's surprising. I wasn't expecting that to actually turn around in favor for the members of Red Rising Esports at all. I thought that Phoenix Rising Ruby were going to be able to consistently, not consistently, but just be able to take that battle. It seemed like they had the upper hand in the setup and just the overall damage itself. But either way, Mixless is going to be respawning here right into this top lane. We do have another beacon phase activating in the next 26 seconds. Looks like they're just going to try and prep up this top lane a little bit further. And this time, the Zerg Wave will be going into bottom lane for the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby, so it will be going down here and pushing up to keep front gate, but the same thing will be happening over here on the right-hand side, as you can see on your minimap, that big old blue icon on the top left. I guess center left. Whew. Could you imagine Zagar with homing Banelings? That'd be really funny, actually. I would take that talent. Chromie ice blocked the Ring of Frost and destroyed. Yeah, no, I saw that. I just thought Chromie actually got forced back quite effectively, but it wasn't the case, as that's gonna be the Temporal Loop coming out. They did get the dive onto the Joanna. Like, Gada is very on their own right here, but Linehouse is gonna be behind them trying to make something happen. That's not a horrible spot, but that's a rough spot to be in. To lose all that, and okay, I was about to say someone's got to go to that top control point as well as manage top lane, but right now what they're going to try and do is grab boss so it pushes into top. They'll have charge in their favor. They've got 2 camps in bottom lane as well. By the time the Malthael and the Joanna are back up and alive, I would expect. I think we're going to be close to beacon phase just finishing out. So as long as they kind of control the lanes, which they're going to be doing just fine right now, as Greymane's kind of rotating up into top. Jaina came into this top lane as well to help out. Oh, and Greymane going to be pushing up with the boss a little bit. Anduin and Uther going to be rotating up here as well. So I wonder, are they going to split from the objective to try and push 2 lanes? Or are they just trying to help the boss, so the boss is going to be the one that's going to be splitting top and the Zerg Wave will be bottom? We'll have to see here. If homing Banelings are a thing, I wanted that built in from the start. Okay, you know what? That's fair. I feel like that you have to reduce the amount that she has or something like that. Like, you have to, like, make them stronger but reduce the amount she can fire out, or make it have like a little bit of a delay in between them or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but there's an answer in there. Boss did get pushed into top lane, but the Zerg wave coming in through bottom lane is what they're aiming for right now on the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. If they can get this keep, that'll be huge for them. Now there is a Zerg wave in top lane that is pushing up against them. It's going to be one Hydralist, or excuse me, one Ultralist mostly, but there's also a couple other little Zergs right there. But that will be the keep going down, and that's 75% of the Zerg wave still up and available. They're looking to step up to this core. Let's pull away the talents and see if they're going to be able to end here on the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby, or if there's going to be a turnaround that potentially takes us to a game number 3. There's a lot of members getting very low here. Lionhouse is going to be in a bit of a rough spot as the Ring of Frost goes off. They find 1 kill, 2 kills. That's going to be traded out, though, as Greymane and the Anduin get picked off. Mixel's in a bit of a rough spot. The Rainer Pepper is going to be enough, and the Zerg wave ends with a bit of a bloodbath right there. They end up getting the keep, but they get no damage onto this core, and they kind of leave, I wouldn't say with their tail between their legs, but they leave losing a lot more than I think they expected in that engagement. Invade. Oh, this invade. Yeah, the invade coming into this camp. They know that this is happening, so they're just like, it's yours. We don't want it. They end up. That was actually a really good split too, just to be so they're not going in the same direction. And it's not easily something they can kind of rotate and catch the entire team. But both of them going to be mounting up, and Leoric will be responding on map. So this would be a 3v3, and they could have it entombed to set up with Jaina as well. So I think you can see them. They're realizing this is a time trap in that bush. Mixels will be respawning. Wraith walk forward. They're trying to get the slow into McGiblets. There's a nice sleep dart to slow them down. I think that'll be enough. Yeah, they've chased way too far into this top lane, and now there is still a camp over on the right-hand side coming in, so they need to deal with that one. Bottom lane will be having consistent catapult pressure coming in as well, so the Malthael's going to make sure that they rotate down there and manage that. But this is getting closer and closer, and this is looking more and more potential. Oh my god. The potential for a game number 3 is getting higher and higher here. Glogan, what's going on, bud? Thanks for coming by. Zach Q was really good before they nerfed her level 1 Q talent. 125k siege damage, not bad. Getting bot fort would have been way better. Well, right now, I think they might be trying to go for it. Let's actually jump over the vision for our blue team. That was a really good bush check from Anduin. So I think they're going to take the long rotation into bottom lane right now. Oh, actually, no. I think they're grabbing this camp over here. Yeah, you can see Gada's going to grab that right there, but they're going to be able to stop this camp. I was a little worried about the fort potentially going down and bottom, but they grabbed the camp. They got the pressure. Beacon phase popping up here in the next 11 seconds. I think this is the 3rd one of the game, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that. It might be 4th. It's fine. Just look at Asmodee and Gazlo. They're both in perfect places. They need no changes, of course. Temporal Loop going to be coming out. There's another Leap of Faith, and I think that they were trying to save Uther right there. Uther did go into Divine Hurricane, so they're not going to be able to have the redemption to respawn. That's why you're seeing no glowy bits around them right now. Malthael did go into the No One Can Stop Death. So they have that buyback, if you will. I'm just trying to find some of that questing talent. Top lane is going to be needing to get managed as well, as we do have the Uther up in 45 seconds. Bottom lane got cleared out, so they don't have that pressure mounting anymore. They're going to have Leoric jump onto the point so that at least they can have that full charge in their favor. And I think here what you do is you clear the top, and then you take a long rotation. Oh no, Jaina going to be seeing a little too late here. They have Ice Block. They're going to pop that Ice Block. The rest of the friendly team coming in, that's going to be so much damage onto them, and they get the kill right there. Blessed Shield coming out from the Johanna as well, as they're chasing further into this top lane as they want to take us, as I said, to a game number 3. But right now, Mixel's gonna back off. Malthael gonna be holding the point. No one gonna be able to get the counter channel. Unfortunately, this is gonna be Zerg Pen in bottom lane, which means it's gonna have to go through a fort and a keep. But we're 21 minutes in this game. These Zergs are gonna hurt. Now, Jane is down for the next 37 seconds, which is a really strong staggered death for the members of Bread Rising Yeast Sports. Balance-wise, and ability's only good if you tell. It's fine. Both Asmodee and Gazlo are pretty heavy extremes of this. Asmodee is not a good example of this, considering all of his talents at level 1 are Q. I personally love that, but that's just me. Sorry, trying to get some tea here before another fight breaks out. Jaina will be back up. Entomb gonna be coming out. That's also gonna be with the Buried Alive. Cursed Bolt gonna be out there as well. There's so much damage onto the Joanna as Mixels is so very low. Leap of Faith to save them. Holy Word Salvation gonna be coming in. That's gonna be the Condemned. Just stop that Divine Hurricane coming out. Ring of Frost gonna be blowing up a couple members, but that's 3 immediately going down on the side of Phoenix Rising Ruby. All 5 go down, and they might be looking to try and end the game here, but where do they end is the big question. They're gonna actually rotate the Ana into top lane, and here they actually have to just play the map. They're going to start pushing this up, though. They've got 50 seconds or so, I'd say 30 seconds or so, on average to make sure that these lanes are going to be pushed up. Hyperion coming out from the Rainer. It's going to be on a... You might have it for like one more big push onto the core, but this is just going to be soft pushing the front gate because they want to get the Zerg wave in, and they want to go to a game number 3. Let's go ahead and see what we get from our Malthael. Okay, he's just joining in. So Zerg in top lane, this is not going to be as strong. What do these hit for? I'm just really curious. 144 in auto. What are our Guardians at? And what are Banelings? Banelings hit for 647? Dear Lord. Guardians are pretty good. What are Catapults at? 456. All right. Keep is going to go down before the Zerg wave is even going to be here. We're 20s up on both sides. Let's actually pull away the talents and see what happens, because this is actually Joanna just all the way from the Hall of Storms coming in. If they realize this, they might be able to play around that factor. The majority of the heroic talents are off cooldown as well. Jane is just now coming off cooldown with that Ring of Frost. Let's see what the setup is here. That's going to be the Entomb, splitting Linehouse. They actually cancel that immediately. Linehouse is going to be, that's the Temporal Loop. That's going to be the Wraith Walk from Mixels, getting right out of there, but the core's starting to fall pretty rapidly. Purple does drop the Divine Storm, but the core's falling too rapidly here as they find the Rainer kill. Can they make the defense happen? Greymane dives out as well. This is going to be so many members clumped up around this core. Linehouse is, I think, getting the majority of the damage onto another hero, but the Guardians will get it, and that is going to be us going to a game number 3. GG. Well played. All right, we got to resend some alerts here really quickly.
You up for some cake and pie later, buddy?
Tatsuki, thank you for the massive rate of 52. Thank you for bringing all your friends over here.
You up for some cake and pie later, buddy?
Zanehyde, thank you so much for the raid as well with all of your 41 friends. Thank you so much for bringing everyone over here. And then finally, shout out to Hedgie, the first subscriber. Thank you so much for the resubscription. 26 months of support. Thank you for using your Twitch Prime here. I really appreciate it, bud.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribe.
Whew. What a game, team. Oh, I don't know why it sent twice. Well, you get 2.
I will follow you to the end of the world. Subscribe.
Second game 3 of the night. Last week when we did this, we went to game 3 for all best of 3 series. So we might go to a game 3 in our next best of 3. But hey, we'll see. Let's show stats once more as we're waiting to find out if we want map pick or first pick priority. Team Fortress 2? I miss Team Fortress 2 so much. I played so much of that in college. Oh my god. All right. Let's update our team scores and let's find out what we get for our next map. We're currently just waiting to find out what they want to do. I'm also going to let our next teams know that we will be late. Okay. All right, we got stuff coming on in here. Let's figure this all out, and then we'll go ahead and get into this. Redeemed themselves, but it was a close game. Karmi carried. Yeah. What was your class in TF2? I played a ton of sniper, and I was pretty decent at it. It was either that or pyro, or soldier. Those are like the 3 that I played. It's engineer nothing. I played a bit of engineer, but I was always really bad at putting down all my like turrets and stuff. Like I always put them in really bad spots. Chromie putting the blue team on her tiny gnome back. Yeah, exactly. If anyone has J-How carried emotes, just spam them here. That's what that Chromie did. When Team Fight Tactics started talking about it, I totally thought they were talking about TF2. I agree, Ninja. I got so excited, and then people were just like, no, not Team Fortress 2. Pybros Forever. Dude, Pyro was so much fun. Yeah. I would get so excited when people would talk about it, and then people would just be like, no, Teamfight Tactics. I'm like, oh, all right, well, that makes sense. That people are actually talking about Teamfight Tactics, not Team Fortress 2. If Team Fortress 2 was in the news, I'd be nervous but also excited at the same time. Also, since we're just waiting right now, on the note of things, well, you know, being big news, there we go. My brain's just becoming a fish. Did everyone see the Final Fantasy VII remasters getting pushed back to April 10th? I personally am. I'm not opposed to it. That's my stance on it. I understand that people like they want their game, they want it, they ordered it. That's when they expect it. But I'm always for like they did the same thing with Doom. I'm not I would rather them go through and spend an extra month doing whatever they want to do to make this work better, or what, I don't know, whatever. I love this. I pinged both the teams and I said, hey, Soak Every Lane and Phoenix Rising Onyx, I'll be a little bit late. One of them said, okay with me. The other one said, reported. Perfect. Excuse me. Hey, Carpe Felis, thank you for the lurk, bud. Appreciate that, bud. I hope you're doing well. Currently waiting to find out what map they want to go to. All right, let's go ahead and make that map. And then we'll go ahead and get into our next game. Team 2. Yeah, okay, cool. Re is my stance. Depends on why they pushed it back. A delayed game... Oh, a delayed game is eventually good. A rushed game is always bad. Yeah, I agree. That's a quote that's been floating around because I believe it was Miyamoto who said it. And like I was looking through the Twitter comments because it's always fun to look at the Twitter comments to see what people, with their galaxy brains decide to just establish as their premise of just like, this is what it is and it's bad. Like most of it, like there was a couple was just like canceling my order. It's just like, why? Because it isn't coming the day that they said it was. Like, oh no. But the other thing too was like people were getting upset. They were just like, well, Miyamoto said that, but like, do you remember Duke Nukem Forever? And it's just like, okay, all right, we're literally pulling the examples that work for exactly just that. But I'm sure there's examples where games were delayed or things were delayed to make them better. I'm hoping that the Sonic movie is a good example of that. I actually just saw that I got an alert for Sonic movie tickets like at my local theater, so it must be coming out soon. So it's one of those things that like I'm hoping that like a delay is only going to be a benefit, which it should be. It should be. Whether it's for marketing purposes or game development. Baby seal in your room. No, it's Bandit. Bandit doesn't even literally like to swim. Butthead game is indeed always bad. Butt spot. And not rushed. Yeah. I want it to be good and not rushed. I'm for it too. I mean, there was a point where they scrapped the entire project and restarted it before they even had a sale date. And I think the consensus was the same thing then. I'd rather a good game than them just to be like, we put out Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's a carbon copy of what you originally played, and it's just better graphics. I'm sure that there's like a decent amount of people that would want that, but then that seems like such a waste of time and effort, and like, why? I don't know. If Zagara is the brood mother, shouldn't she control the Zerg brood? I think we should give her a Zerg wing. I don't know. Sanic, yeah. Sanic indeed. All right, teams are... But either way, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for supporting the stream. Thanks for helping us work towards Switch Partner. And we'll have a raffle for a Bark Box after this game here. We'll actually I'll probably tell you all about it. And then, actually, I think they're doing map bans right now. So we might not have to worry about that. Okay, cool. So they'll probably just do map bans and then I'll figure it out afterwards. Or they just might go into their game and we might not have a game 3. We'll find out. Hopefully we have a game 3 because that'd be really fun. Okay. Going, good luck, have fun. Spooky worm. Twitch link, give them that. Team 2 has first pick. It's going to be that map. That's going to be all set right there. Cool, we're all set. Just want to make sure we're all good on that. Let's go ahead and get into game number 2. 3. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Bread Rising Yeast Sports. They're going to be up 1 in our best of 3 series, and we have the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby also up. We are in game number 3, going to Dragonshire. And if you're wondering how we might have gotten here because you got raided over, don't you worry, don't you fret, don't you fear. I got you covered, friends. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Bread Rising Yeast Sports. They're going to be opting for map pick priority as they won the coin flip. The opposing side banned out Cursed Hollow and Tomb the Spider Queen. Battlefield of Eternity and Volskaya were banned out by the members of Bread Rising Yeast Sports. Infernal Shrines was the first map chosen by them. They lost that. They opted for first pick priority in game number 2, and so we went to Braxis Holdout as the map choice of Phoenix Rising Ruby. And now, Phoenix Rising Ruby opting for first pick priority in game number 3. Dragonshire was the map choice of Bread Rising Yeast Sports. Let's go ahead and get into our draft and find out what we're going to be getting here as a Garrosh first ban will be coming through. Oh boy, Garrosh first ban. I'm expecting a Kel'Thuzad ban here, just because, yeah. Honestly, for the Sonic movie, I want to go see it just because the company listened to the fans instead of saying, this is bad, please don't do that. Yeah. I mean, if they have to do, they have to do a 7 remake, right? Or SC will never live it down? I don't know, they don't, like, or are you saying because they've already announced it and stuff? Or are you saying before they even announced it? Both teams are rising, but who will truly rise? Yeah, it's true. Me, wait, what? Norin. Deathwing to be banned out here. Garrosh going to be removed. What do we... I don't think we consider another... We don't consider Chromie here. I don't think it was that good. Maybe the Malthael? Nah, I don't think it was like that game-changing either. Nothing like against him by any means. It's just I don't think it's a priority. Dragonshire, I think they're going to be playing more towards the heroes that they don't want to deal with, like Dahaka, who gets quite a bit of value on a map like this. There's a lot of bushes for him to be able to get that speed boost through, as that is baseline for him when he moves through a bush. He does get a little bit of a speed boost to his base movement, and you also have the brush stock factor in as well. It's every 75 seconds, but you do have just self-sustain, and they can just sit in top lane and really dominate, especially with like Hero Stalker at level 4. That does allow you to get some extra essence when you are using the Dark Swarm on a hero, or even the one who collects. That's also still a good way. Kel'Thuzad is still up and available, and that's a hero that we were seeing consistently being banned out. I wonder if they go into that priority early. I'm saying Square has to release an insanely good product, even if it means delays. They can't afford to botch this. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't getting what you were saying. Okay, now I follow you. Yeah. I don't think they have that kind of pressure. I'm sure that there are some people in there who are just like, oh my god, like, we have to make a perfect game. But at the same time, like, I have a relatively, like, medium to high expectation for this. I'm sure there's people out there who are just like, I expect this and this and this, and like, I get that. But I don't know, for me, I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm excited to be playing a new game. That's all I kind of leave it at. But I'm also not the kind of person who like dives in for all the details, and I don't go and look at the screenshots and analyze and break them down and stuff. I'm just enjoying the fact that we get the game regardless. Joanna, the first pick on the right-hand side. Rhaegar Greymane on the left. Actually, I was misspeaking earlier. Bread Rising Yeast Sports, I believe, was the one that was actually banning out the Kel'Thuzad. Yeah. So Phoenix Rising Ruby is going to prioritize that early. I'm not surprised. If it's something that you can one-trick on, then go for it. They're also going to pick up a Ragnaros on top of that. FF7 was too many people's childhood for them to screw it up. I mean, what is my literal username? The story of my username is me as a young boy asking my brother to do all of the summons for me, and my favorite was always the different Bahamut summons. There was like the Mega Flare, Terra Flare, and Giga Flare, I think it is. And then there's always Knights of the Round Table, which is the coolest thing ever. Which you look at it nowadays, you're like, really? We got so excited about that animation? But still, it's still awesome. We do have a Stukov ban on the left-hand side, as they don't want to deal with his zone potential, and with the Joanna the control he would bring to the table is actually quite a nuisance. He does also have some availability to lock people down, so that would empower the Kel'Thuzad a little bit further. On the left-hand side, they do have this Rhaegar Greymane. They actually could ban out a Uther if they really wanted to get rid of any sort of main tank Uther shenanigans, or... ETC makes sense here. The control that he brings to the tables is quite a nuisance as well, but we still have things like Muradin, we still have things like Tyrael up and available. I'm trying to think of just like what would pair into this. Diablo is actually up and available too. That would work with the Rhaegar Greymane. Because I don't know why. There's so many good summons, seriously. I'm excited about the game. That's all I gotta say. Orphea is actually going to be grabbed here with a Varian. So this is going to be single target dive blow up. Because Varian's going to be able to lock one down with a taunt, and then they can just dive and pop him like a pimple.
With every death comes honor.
Okay, sorry, I'm making sure that what the pings are saying. Oh. Sorry, people. Alright, so I got sent something. They're like, whoops, sorry, wrong person. Alright, Hanzo Anduin will round out the draft on the right-hand side. So that means that's Ragnaros for the solo lane. What is Ragnaros going into? Because they haven't picked their solo just yet. Ragnaros into a Rexar would be a bit of a struggle. If they have a Rexar player, I think that would actually work out pretty well for them. Misha Bear would have the charge, so you can get the stun off of that one. And then you can capitalize with the Orphea, Varian, and Greymane, also Rhaegar. I actually really love a Rexar for top lane. I'm kind of hoping that's what it is. Leoric's not bad either, though. He's got fast wave clear. He can control into the Ragnaros, I think, and Tomb's going to be powerful for them as well. It's going to work out. ETC's Mosh on capture points is huge. That is true, but... They had a couple interrupts already. Like, Kel'Thuzad's got chains. That's away. Ragnaros could go into Self-Fear Smash. Joanna's got the Blessed Shield. Hanzo has the arrow. Anduin has Leap of Faith. Not Leap of Faith. Chastise. Oh, Chastise wouldn't interrupt it, would it? Light Bomb would, though. So, I don't know. I'm not like ETC Mosh Pit could be worthwhile. It's got some zone potential. It's got some threat, but I think it's manageable in this situation here. He can use Dash through terrain and Mosh. Yeah, he could take up Crowd Surfer at level 7, I believe it is, and get the Power Slide through terrain. Where's the new patch? Or was there a new patch? Dear Lord, Brain. No, there hasn't been a new patch in a little bit. The ban on Stukov instead of Anduin is then going Varian is confused. I think the reason we see Stukov being picked up here more often is because of the fact that he has the lurking arm, so you can actually use that as his own potential tool during some of these control point phases, and he's actually like massively impactful. So letting the Anduin through, I think, is something that the team is more comfortable doing rather than letting the Stukov through, which I think they were a little bit more afraid of the control with the Joanna that he'd bring to the table. But let's find out what happens here in game number 3. On the left-hand side, we got Bread Rising Yeast Sports. On the left-hand side, we got Linehouse going to be on the Leoric. Giblets will be on the Rhaegar. Duke of Sky is going to be on the Greymane. Snag is going to be on the Varian. And Narina is going to be on the Orphea. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. God is going to be on the Hanzo. We have Wacko on the Anduin. We have Purple on the Kel'Thuzad. Haliso. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on it. Either way, Jalisco's is actually a really good restaurant by me. That's why I said that one, because I'm getting hungry, of course. But they're going to be on the Joanna, and we have Mixels on the Ragnaros in top lane, trying to get a pick onto them up here. Let's actually jump over to the Ragnaros vision real quickly, just so we can also pull away that right there. But I just want to see what kind of vision they see real quick. And oh my god, the pings to the teams right now. Sorry, I'm looking at Division B chat and Phoenix, and it's Phoenix Rising Onyx pinging Phoenix Rising Ruby speedrun. Oh, I love these teams so much. All right, let's go ahead and see what we get here for our mid lane. No, it's actually gonna be a rotation. Nope. All right, we're gonna be having camp plays right now. I was reading chat for way too long. Either way, this game determines who's truly rising. Yeah. Needs more Uther. There was an Uther in the last game, Majesty. And Key is a little bit confused by that ban. Okay. I don't know. I feel like Stukov on a map like this is fairly strong, and the Anduin is a good second choice in a sense. Like, I personally, if I was going with this composition, I'd be leaning towards a Stukov myself. The Healing Pustule is really good with the 4-stack. You also have, as I said, those lurking arms to kind of zone them back, and also even to zone them from their own keep front gates or into these these control points, and so I think Stukov on a control-based map or somewhere where you have to be sitting around a point, he really works out. Look at Infernal Shrines. He's so insanely strong in Infernal Shrines, but there's other factors of that as well. He can step up with the entire group and still heal them and siege in fairly well here. Typically here we start to see a little bit of a split when it comes to some of the siege, as Duke of Sky is able to get out of there with some 90 health, I think I saw. Purple's currently sitting at 1 stack on the Master of the Cold Dark, so gonna keep an eye on those ones right there. The big thing when you get those full stacks, those full 30 stacks, is you are going to be able to get the I'm blanking on it right now, 75% spell power increase, and you also get the Glacial Spike at the halfway market at the 30, or excuse me, at the 15, as they're trying to pull more chains out, and I think the pressure from Duke of Sky might have thrown them off a bit right there, but this is just going to be a bit of a back and forth bottom lane. There is potential for a Dragonite, but the Ragnaros will be holding that in top lane. Chastise connects onto one that's going to be a lot of damage, and Purple's going to be the first one to go down right there. Joanna going to be picked off as well. Meanwhile, in top lane is going to be Linehouse jumping up onto the point to be able to control this for now, and Mixels needs to make a choice. Do they want to try and 1v1 into this? They should be able to. They have their full health. They've also got the Empower Sulfurous build. This is going to be Linehouse going to be having to use the Wraith Walk to get out of there. There's going to be the oh my god, just in time, but also speaking just in time is going to be Orphea able to pick up the Dragonite, and Mixel with the Shifting Meteor right at the end of that was just so perfect, just to be able to be like, all right, cool, Shifting Meteor, got the kill. Anduin just pull any taunt target though. Should be Smash. 16 second CD versus 18 second. It's gonna be taunt. Well, let's see. Let's see if Anduin gets Leap of Faith. There's gonna be a crazy good combo coming out. There's gonna be the taunt onto one, Leap of Faith onto Gata, and they get over the wall. That was... whoo! I don't know if it was the Leap of Faith or if it was the agility. I'm not 100% sure. Dragonite is still up and pushing. Looks like it opens up a little bit of the mid lane. Gonna be trying to force up top lane as well. I think they were looking to get rid of some of that lane sustain, but Wacko is coming up here, realizes that there's a Leoric in that bush, and says like, oh, okay, good. Well, good thing I didn't step up too far. We actually have Chompy, Ravenous Hunger, the Chomping Quest, as I like to also call it, but Ravenous Hunger will be picked up by the Orphea. Kael'thas trying to stack up a little bit further, almost to the Glacial Spike, as they only need one more stack of Master of the Cold Dark. Do they have another chain? Oh, almost. I don't know if they had vision on Snag, and I don't know if the chains would have actually got the 500 damage they needed, but if they would have got those chains onto them, that might have been a kill into Varian, or at least would have slowed them down from getting the Hearth back to the Hall of Storms. We are going to be resetting on the map. First Dragonite was grabbed by the members of Bread Rising Yeast Sports. So now we're back into rotations, we're back to getting camps, and we're back to a little bit of brawling here and there. While we are in these rotations, while we are just looking for more stacks for our Kael'thas, this is going to be a good time for us to check at some of the other numbers, siege damage, heroic damage, as well as the experience and healing that has come in thus far, as well as we can check out what some of the early game kills and assists are looking like. But bottom lane is going to be pressured out back and forth. Looks like Mixels is going to be unsure of, I think, where Linehouse was, but I think, yeah, they're just going to go ahead and rotate into mid lane, make sure they catch this wave of experience. Joanna going to be here as well, clearing out what was pushing up. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Siege Giants are going to be pressing in favor for the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. But as noted, 10 talent here, not too far off. That could be the dynamic shift that either of these teams need. Like, Kael'thas with the Glacial Spike plus having the Shadow Fissure as well, that's a great combo that if you can land it on something like the Orphea or even the Rhaegar, might actually get the burst that you need. Even the Greymane too. There's a lot of low health pool heroes. I mean, the one person you're not going to be wanting to focus, obviously, is going to be that Varian. But let's go ahead and check out top lane as Eternal Feast for the Orphea, which makes sense with the Entomb. You go for the Entomb, you taunt, or you taunt, you Entomb, you Eternal Feast, and you keep them, you keep that triggered in there, and if anyone tries to step up, you have that extra still proccing it. Ragnaros did go into the Lava Wave at level 10, so they're going to be throwing that in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, in top lane, they are still trying to clear this out as Linehouse is trying to force the situation while they do have the opportunity. Going to be having the bottom lane camp stolen away by Duke of Skies. That's going to be a great leap of faith to safe one. This is a lot of damage onto the Joanna, who's trying to make their way out. Pops the Iron Skin, as healing going to be coming out as well. We are back to looking at our talents, and it looks like Ragnaros is one regeneration globe away from finishing the Catching Fire, which is going to be a great way for them, I think, to get spell armor, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's just 25 armor, excuse me. Shadow Fissure coming out. This is going to be Ragnaros showing up in mid lane just to try to poke at this. They're not going to show So they're gonna wait a couple seconds. Shifting meteor. That's gotta be the most annoying thing right there. It's just like, I almost got the oh, come on. They do end up grabbing this bottom lane for now, so they're gonna be able to hold this out. It's just slow goes at this point. Just waiting. Varian with the taunt onto Anduin. That's going to be the dive in from the Greymane. Holy Word Salvation going to be used right there as they're just mitigating so much damage. Shadow Fissure will be used, and that's going to be a great entomb. There's going to be the Eternal Feast, as I was talking about earlier, and it's constantly going off as they find 2 kills into the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. Now, this is going to be Leoric rotating into mid as Rhaegar is going to jump onto the point. Looks like they're going to force Leoric or Orphea into the Dragonite right there. Mixels is trying to rotate to top lane, but unfortunately, you're not going to be able to channel this faster than the enemy team is going to be able to channel the Dragonite. So looks like they were just going up here for the experience to make sure that they're going to be closing that gap that is starting to form with the 5-to-1 kills. Dragonite in mid lane, second one of the game, and it did go over to the first one did as well go over to the side of Red Rising Yeast Sports. I'm just going to start calling him Yeet Sports in the end. Bottom lane for it's going to be going down to the triple down here. And this makes, I love the way that they're split pushing this. They're forcing the enemy team to make some decisions here, whether or not they defend the bottom lane or against the Dragonite. Molten Core was used by Mixels as well, so that forces the Dragonite into top lane. They do use the Lava Wave as well, so that's going to mitigate the entire minion wave here. The Orc might take a little bit of damage from that. No, actually, well, they step into it. It's not that big of a deal. Purple going to get a chain, and I don't know if it actually connected onto the Dragonite. I think it actually does connect to the Dragonite, but doesn't pull them or anything because the vehicles are unstoppable. But I think you still can at least throw chains onto them and get those stacks off of it as they get the front gate, but they're not going to get much more than that. And we also do have 13 talent here in favor for the members of Phoenix. Oh my god, Bread Rising Yeast Sports. Yes, exactly, Yeet. And by Baja, I mean Bandit. Exactly, exactly.
His strength was
Bandit deserves all of the audience. Yes, exactly. Bandit deserves Twitch partner. That's really what we're going for. I think that's what I'm going to start just phrasing everything is. We're working towards Bandit's Twitch partner here. We're going to rebrand the channel when we hit Twitch partner. It's just Bandit content only. God, you know what? Actually, I think more people would show up for that than Heroes casting. But either way, let's go ahead and see the Hanzo arrow coming in. Huge chain coming in from Purple as well. They get the blow up onto the Rhaegar. That's going to be the taunt from the Varian. They're looking to get Purple. Unfortunately, it's going to be the Holy Word Salvation, buying some extra time, and Snag is going to be needing to back off. And that will be the 1 kill onto Rhaegar. No Ancestor Healing available until they're back up. And this is also going to be Kel'Thuzad finishing out the Master of the Cold Dark stack, so it's going to be 75% spell power increase. The chains come back. That's going to be the Frost Nova on the ground as well. They don't have the Shadow. Actually, they do have the Shadow Fissure, but not even going to be using it there as they blow up onto the Kel'Thuzad. I just want to check the heroic damage all of a sudden just to see what we're looking at right now. So 20,000 for the Kel'Thuzad, but actually 31,000 coming in for that Hanzo, being that kind of soft carry, if you will, as Purple ends up going down right there. Mixel's going to get targeted and taunted as well, and they're not going to get picked off. Duke of Sky was considering stepping further forward, but they don't end up doing so, and this is just a lot of members on the side of Bread Rising Yeast Sports low, but not getting picked off. And now Ragnaros making their way back up into top lane and kind of resetting here, but they still find themselves down an entire level against this enemy team.
another chance to prove yourself worthy. Do not
Blue team Yeet, red team Re. Why Re? So does chat. Does taunt cancel Salvation's ward? I do not believe it does. Let's actually read this tooltip together. After 0.5 seconds, channel to invoke light for 3 seconds while nearby allies heal up to 25% of their maximum health and are protected. I believe the only way is to actually displace them. Taunt counts as a silence? Oh. Here I was thinking Yeast had no interruption for him. I thought, okay, we'll have to watch out for that. I didn't realize that Taunt is going to be able to would do that, but let's see here as Hanzo rips an arrow right into them. That's going to be the cleanse coming out. Orphea, the first one to go down. Snag is trying to find their way into this. Wacko's going to be taking a little bit of damage, just cycle back out. Ancestor Healing did connect onto Snag as well. Sonic Arrow does connect onto Rhaegar as well. That's actually a really good Sonic Arrow. That's not too easy to do. As they pull them back in with the Condemn, they're going to try and dive out further. They're actually stepping past the fort to try and chase into this. Wacko actually pulling the Cholana, who ends up getting taunted right there. Chastise comes out. They pull one in. That's going to be the Shadow Fissure as well. Rhaegar takes flight, and that's going to be bottom lane fort going down. Meanwhile, Leoric did grab the camp in top lane, so it's going to be able to push that up a little bit further. silence and target a hero and force them to attack for Varian for 1.25 seconds. Can Hanzo jump over Entomb or Tassadar wall? I believe he can. I actually don't know for sure. I don't understand why Orphea wouldn't take the other ult, though. The stun. Yeah, no, actually, that was one of the things that I was going to allude to next was, you know, Crushing Jaws would have been a great way to interrupt that, but I think they just wanted the synergy between the Eternal Feast and the Entomb. I think that was really the game plan for them overall. Ravenous Hunger also only sitting at 43 stacks. That's not going to be yielding too much of a bonus to them. What are we looking at? 86 increased or bonus damage from Chomp. Meanwhile, in top lane, Leoric is going to be able to find a kill onto one. Can the Joanna get this channel in time? I don't think so. Wait, maybe? Oh no, it was like a hair too short, as that's a lot of damage into the Joanna's face. Kel'Thuzad pulls in one, they get the cleanse out. Duke of Sky takes a bit of damage from that one right there, as we currently have a taunt coming in, and that's good. The Crushing Jaws coming out as well. The Ancestor Healing does not connect in time, and this Joanna ends up getting protected by the Holy Word Salvation. Chains go out, pulling two together. Shadow Fissure, they get the lockdown with the Chastise, and they take a ride into the sky. Orphea just now landing over here in our mid lane. Actually, it looks like the Joanna's not going to Hearth back in the end, and they're just going to try and burst down this Leoric. This is going to be Shadow Fissure out as well. The Leap of Faith to actually continually pull them in and chase in further as Linehouse ends up going down. Mid lane forward is definitely going to get picked off right here. They actually could rotate one to top. Going to be Ragnaros. And they should be able to pick themselves up a Dragonite. Now, they could sneak into bottom lane and try and get the counter channel, but with only two up and alive, I think they don't want to stagger out deaths. So they're going to play that safe, they're going to play that slow, and they're going to let the enemy team get Dragonite here. Oh, wait, maybe? Haliso? I think they got it.
The fire comes for you.
We need a Mythbuster series on this questions. The Rhaegar Ragdoll? Dude, the Orphea Ragdoll that we just saw. Chain Link is actually insane talent. Kel'Thuzad getting a lot of value here, but unfortunately Kel'Thuzad will be getting picked off right there. No phylactery stacks to bring them back because they're 0 out of 12. Actually, no, they have 0 because they actually did use it. Sorry, I was just like, oh man, they didn't get any regeneration globes since the last death? Wow. No, it's actually, they bought back in instantaneously, and so that's going to be them rotating back towards the friendly team. This isn't something they don't know, like, this is something they know as well. I mean, that counter is global for everyone to see, so it's not like it's hidden information, but Dragonite still fairly healthy. This thing is chunking for 347 in auto, so they're going to be working their way through this keep right now, trying to also to note, Molten Core should be up and available for Ragnaros, as there's a lot of damage. The Holy Word Salvation comes in, that's going to be the Entomb from Leoric, as that's Duke of Sky so very low. Ancestor Healing just barely connects onto them as they end up using the Molten Core further away than they expected. That's going to be a huge swing in. That's going to be a great combo pulling two in. They also get the Eternal Feast out as well, but Leoric ends up going down with the Rhaegar. Chastise goes out but doesn't connect onto anyone as the Ragnaros was trying to throw a little extra damage out in the Molten Core form. They kick the Varian away right there. There's 3 still up and available. Varian rotates and goes for the dive around. They also have the Blessed Shield, and they went into the banner of Spell Power, which I don't know off the top of my head what that banner is called. What do you call it? Banner of Delaran. I probably said it wrong because I didn't play enough WoW. But we currently have the core being sieged up by the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby, and they have the potential to end the game here. Anduin the first one to go down. Kel'Thuzad playing from the far side with Mixels, and I don't think there's enough damage. Purple actually just fine over here on the left-hand side. Throws out another, actually doesn't even need to, but that will be Game 3 going over to the members of Phoenix Rising Ruby. GG, well played.